Even though Buckley died early on in the series, he still appeared in every episode as part of the opening credits. And yeah, you'd figured that at some point they would have thrown Lucky in there instead.
Hi, Luanne.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Buckley.
He's on break.
Hey.
Hey folks, welcome to Squirrel Tactics. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out our Patreon. Anywho, let's do this thing. Buckley. Now, according to Wikipedia and the fan wiki, his first name is Mark. However, I haven't been able to find any evidence of this from the show or from anyone or anything connected officially to the show. So I'm just going to go with his last name being Buckley with an unknown first name. He was voiced by show regular David Herman, was Luanne's boyfriend at the beginning of the series until his death in Propane Boom, spoiler alert, and he was the stereotypical Gen Xer, basically the same way that boomers complain about millennials nowadays was how older generations complained about Generation X in the 90s. You know, dumb, bored, and uninterested in things, kinda listless, basically just a slacker. His first appearance was in the pilot episode where he's seen working at mega-lo-mart and Hank stops him to ask him where the hardware department is.
Excuse me, where's the hardware department?
Where is the hardware department? What exactly is it you're looking for?
The hardware department.
And Buckley being Buckley, we get a Buckley response.
Yeah, but are you looking for like a tool or something?
What difference does it make?
Huh. What difference does it make?
Okay, I'm looking for a tap and die and some WD-40.
Huh. Well, what is it that you're trying to do?
I'm trying to buy a tap and die and some WD-40 and get out of this godforsaken store.
Which just angers Hank more and more, and we get another Buckley response.
And what is a tap and die?
Okay, forget it. Let's say I want a hammer. Do you know what a hammer is? That's what I want, a damned hammer. Now where in the hell would I go?
You're gonna have to pay for that, dude.
You're fired!
Next, we see him in Luanne's saga, where he picks Luanne up on his motorcycle.
Keep going! They should be out of my sight by now.
And they make it a few hundred feet before he breaks up with her.
Yeah, man, them dang old birds, man, flying low this season, man. It's probably dang old awkward, man, I'll tell you what.
He comes back later regretting his decision and showing his love for chocolates.
Luanne! That's Buckley. Those better be for me.
No, they're for me for later. Where's Luanne?
The two end up getting back together off screen, which we see evidence of in The Man Who Shot Kane Skretterberg.
Oh, you mean it?
Oh, stuck boy. We need some sugar in aisle 3.
Oh, snap!
In Hank's Dirty Laundry, it's revealed that he had been moved to door greeter, a perfect job for him, honestly.
Hey.
Hello, Buckley.
Hey.
When did you get promoted to greeter?
Day.
And the next time we see him is in Leanne's saga, where Luanne introduces him to her mother, which he's a tad nervous about.
Mama, I want you to meet my Buckley. Go on, like we practiced.
Hey.
And Leanne's reaction pretty much freaks him out, which to me is totally understandable.
Well, he's just gorgeous. Oh, feel these muscles.
I gotta go.
Later in the same episode, he's at the engagement party for Bill and Leanne, where Leanne gets drunk and a little handsy.
Now come on, Stan, show me some love.
Help! Get this skank off me!
Then we nearly see a recreation of what she did to Hoyt, Luanne's dad, before Peggy steps in.
Mark! Pimpy little.
Excuse me, ma'am, but that was my fork.
And this brings us to Propane Boom, where we first learn of Buckley's love for trampolines.
If I don't pay my tuition, I can't go to beauty school anymore. Can you believe that?
How much was it again?
$300.
All I have is $400, and that's going towards my new trampoline. I mean, the trampoline I have now is good, but, you know.
Yeah.
And mega-lo-mart starts selling propane and propane accessories, which Hank has to go down and check out for himself.
But when you buy at Strickland, 135 Los Gatos Road, you don't just get a grill, you get a spatula and a friend. A good spatula.
Sir, there's no yelling in the propane department. Some of these gases are extremely volubilous.
We also find out that Buckley has been promoted to head of the propane department.
Well, Buckley, I have a complaint. I would like to talk circles around the person who runs your propane department.
Hey, they didn't want me making keys anymore.
I don't know whether to laugh or vomit.
Now, you might be wondering how in the hell he got promoted to the head of a department he knows nothing about, especially if he was bad at making keys. And as someone who has worked for the company that mega-lo-mart is based on, this makes total sense to me. He was either buddies with the right people, favoritism is a huge issue with that company, or they couldn't get anybody else to do it, and considering there's only one mega-lo-mart in Arlen, they couldn't just transfer someone in quickly, so they just stuck him over there. This sadly happens a lot more often than you would think. Anywho, Strickland shuts down its Arlen branch, leading to Hank getting hired on as former competition.
I'm ready for the test, Buckley. I just pushed everything out of my mind except propane. Well, and how to get here.
You don't have to take the test now. I gave the job to somebody else.
And we get an exchange between Hank and Buckley, where we see that he apparently has not learned much about Hank up to that point.
So, you know something about propane?
I was assistant manager at Strickland Propane for 15 years.
Anyway, here's your tag. You gotta wear this at all times.
Then we meet Ron and learn of his and Buckley's favorite joke.
Hey,
Hey, this is Ron.
Hello. I'm Mr. Hill, 15 years experience in propane.
wow, that's amazing. Hey, you know what?
What?
Chicken butt. You know what that means?
No, what?
Chicken butt.
This confuses Hank, causing him to not ask follow-up questions when he was given a task to do.
You gotta stop saying what.
Why?
Chicken thigh.
Okay, now you gotta put up some posters in the parking lot. Chuck Mangione's giving a concert there next week.
But what? Never mind.
Hank catches Buckley mishandling propane, big surprise there.
Buckley, what the hell are you doing? You never ever want to put stress on the valve. You'll cause a gas leak.
And spoiler alert, this becomes important later on and proves that Buckley doesn't learn from his mistakes. Also, he's kind of a crappy boss.
Hey, where were you? You're supposed to set up Chuck Mangione's dressing room with sliced pears and 2% cottage cheese. Or did you forget that too, Hank? Trainees. You know how it is.
We see him later on ignoring Hank's common sense advice and sticking to his favorite joke.
I'm breaking up with you. Do you know why?
Chicken thigh?
Don't make this harder than it already is.
Which, of course, unfortunately leads to this.
Buckley and Luanne are in there.
So due to his own idiocy, Buckley dies in a propane explosion. By the way, I'm surprised they allowed full propane tanks inside the store, which the real-life version does not for this exact reason. At Buckley's funeral, Dale doesn't believe that everything is on the up and up, so he regrettably has to see the body for himself, adding a little something of his own to go into the grave. And we see two people get up to speak about Buckley. First, Luanne. Yeah, and then, surprisingly, Con says a few words. Now that's the last time we see Buckley alive, aside from a hallucination of Luanne's in 9 Pretty Darn Angry Men.
It's just that they're playing Buckley in my song.
Hey.
But this brings us to Buckley's Angel, and fun fact, Buckley's Angel is first referred to in Pretty Pretty Dresses, which was the 9th episode of the 3rd season, though the episode where Buckley's Angel actually appears, Wings of the Dope, isn't until the 23rd episode of the 3rd season, so he was mentioned before he appeared. This is rather odd, but we can just chalk it up to the episodes being broadcast out of their planned order. So yeah, Buckley's Angel appears on his trampoline, surprising Luanne.
What?
Chicken butt?
Buckley!
Hey. Psych.
Still got that same sense of humor even after death. He shows off his moves, wings, and new name tag.
What happened to you being dead? Are you an angel? Buckley's Angel.
Don't wear it out.
And due to her previous hallucination, Luanne isn't totally convinced that he's real.
If you're really Buckley's Angel, then tell me something only the real Buckley would know.
You have a birthmark on your butt the shape of a Honda key.
You are a real angel?
This answer works, and she believes, with the two of them jumping on the trampoline together while Life in a Northern Town by the Dream Academy plays, which hopefully won't get copyrighted. Is it just me, or does Buckley not look particularly happy as he bounces, which you figure he would? I mean, he loves trampolines and Luanne, so why the blank face? He shows up again as Luanne is hurriedly driving to her beauty school exam.
Hey.
You finally showed up? Thank you, Buckley's Angel, thank you.
Hey, you're gonna fail the test.
What?
And he shares a message he was given by Jesus.
Yeah, I have a message from Jesus. Something about how you suck at beauty school, except worded nicer. Here. Luanne, you really suck at beauty school. Drop out. Love, Jesus. Huh. He underlined really. I guess it wasn't nicer.
However, Luanne is not happy with this message, and we get a glimpse into the fact that Buckley wasn't a very good boyfriend.
I thought angels were supposed to be good. You're a terrible angel, Buckley. I wish you never died.
Hey, Jesus said it, not me.
You are mean. Just like when you were my boyfriend.
This then leads to an argument between the two, with Luanne sticking up for herself finally.
But I have faith in me, and I am not gonna be trailer trash. I'm gonna graduate, and I'm gonna do makeups, and I'm gonna have the biggest truck in Hollywood.
Jesus says you're meant for something else. You can't say what.
Well, y'all are wrong. I'm meant for beauty school.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Yes!
And the distraction causes Luanne to crash her car.
Bill!
Luanne ends up giving up on beauty school and enrolling in community college, with Buckley visiting her one last time.
Hey. I just came back to say I'm sorry I bailed out of the car.
I knew you weren't really a jerk.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go. Jesus is having a party tonight. It's gonna rock.
This gives Luanne a chance to say goodbye once and for all and move on with her life, letting him and the past go, which it looks like was the whole point of Buckley's Angel coming down to Earth.
Goodbye, Buckley.
Before I go, could I have one last kiss?
No. That part's over.
Why?
Chicken thigh.
And then we see Buckley trampoline jump back to the heavens, and that's the last we see of him. Yeah, just kidding. He lands after she leaves, and we see him put on his halo and walk away, with this being the last we see of him.
Hey, new record, cool.
So yeah, Buckley wasn't the best boyfriend, wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, and was very much a Generation X slacker, but in the end, his angel allowed Luanne to move on with her life. Whether him showing up as an angel was real or not, his death was a big moment for her, even though it was his own fault for not listening to Hank, but ultimately he wasn't any worse than the typical 20-year-old. Plus, he's good enough to get invited to a Jesus party.